You knew it was coming. Georgia starting to climb the recruiting rankings, now in the top 10, number one in the SEC. And they just picked up a couple local commits, Georgia guys, in-state 4-stars, picking the Georgia Bulldogs, defensive tackle slash defensive end, let's call him a defensive lineman, Carter Luckie, and wide receiver athlete, I think I'll stick a wide receiver, Ryan Mosley, both committing to the Georgia Bulldogs as Georgia moves up into the recruiting rankings, as we said, now firmly in the top 10 with plenty of room to go and finish in their annual perch in that 1, 2, or 3 spot. But a lot to like about both these guys, different types of players, different things you like about each of them. Let's start with the most recent commit, a little bit more of a big boy up front with Carter Luckie. So Carter Luckie is somebody with deep Georgia bloodlines. His dad was a letterman for the Georgia Bulldogs in the 1990s. Mike Luckie, actually part of triplets that played for the Georgia Bulldogs. So talk about deep ties. I would say that qualifies. His brother, somebody that more recent Georgia fans certainly know, that's Lawson Luckie, standout tight end for the Bulldogs. It wasn't really much of a recruitment. Everybody knew he was going to Georgia most likely, but still a 4-star player with big-time interest. Florida State, Ohio State, North Carolina State, all in the mix. So let's take a look at the film here to see what everybody likes about Carter Luckie. And to me, I think the big appeal atop of the bloodlines is just the sheer size and just body type of this guy. So let's start from the beginning. There you see him lining up on the edge, making an inside move, delivering a blow. He plays outside, inside, even a little stand-up on this film, but I really think he's more of that big defensive end, a guy who can use his long arms and his strength to clog things up there on the edge, set the edge, and also two-gap if necessary. He can make plays like this in the backfield, but I find it to be a little bit kind of a top-heavy guy, more of a leaner than a knee-bending explosive guy. But that body type is rare. They see the motor. The bloodlines are outstanding. He does have athleticism. I mean, you see him right there, just sort of getting upfield, winning with speed. So when you have guys like this who can lock out their arms and cause so much havoc, you take him every time because of that body type. Georgia Bulldog football, it's got to look a certain way. And guys like this are just hard to find. I mean, I'm not comparing the player, but that Richard Seymour body type, right? That classic two-gapping defensive end who's really a defensive end mixed with a defensive tackle. That's a rare dude, man. It's hard to find guys who are physical enough. And look at this guy just taking on the whole team right here. It's rare to find guys that are this physical and who also have enough athleticism. And then it's the length. Maybe you get stout guys that are short, but they don't have that length. A lot of times you have long guys that are easy to knock back. This guy's the guy that has strength and stoutness with the length. You see, again, standing up, swim move, using some of that athleticism. I don't think he's going to live in this world, but he shows the ability to do that. I think he could also play inside on passing downs. There you see him getting his long arms there to deflect the pass. Some quotes from Carter Luckie about his commitment. He said, Georgia develops players very well. I like Coach Kirby Smart a lot. I like the way he's boosted his program. I like Coach Trey Scott. We went over the defense, showing exactly where I fit. They told him he's a combo end, and comparisons were a player like Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, Mikael Williams, and Trayvon Walker. Now, I'm not sure that's where I'd put him because just from a athleticism standpoint, those guys are pretty unique first-round picks. But this is a guy you want in your defensive line, and just because his ability to gain weight, right? He's got a lean frame, is powerful, the versatility up front, and the bloodlines. A lot of times the guys with these great bloodlines, they continue to get better and better. I think Clay Matthews Jr., right? Or TJ Watt. TJ Watt was not somebody who everybody thought was going to be a 5-star stud coming in, even with the success of his family. It was someone who really developed over time because of those good bloodlines. So you bet on bloodlines, you bet on body types, and you like tough guys from big-time programs in the state of Georgia. Of course, Norcross, everybody knows what they bring to the table there in the Atlanta area. So he's battle-tested. He can get it done, and he's going to give you he looks the way it's supposed to look on the defensive line. A little more sizzle with the commitment of Ryan Mosley. I have him listed as an athlete here, but I think probably more of a wide receiver. Interesting thing about Mosley, when you look at his profile here, a lot of variance between what 247 thinks about him, 96th receiver in the country, and what the composite, which is basically all the recruiting rankings averaged together, they got him as the number 27 receiver in the country. I mean, that's almost a 70 spot difference. So a huge difference of appearance, or a difference of opinion, between Ryan Mosley 247 ranking and his composite ranking. But James Coley, T-Rob, Tavares Robinson, they were on Mosley hard, and they know what he can bring to the table. And quite frankly, if you ask my honest opinion, I would put it closer to the industry, right? I don't see this as a guy who is the number 97 receiver in the country. And Georgia Bulldogs, they got a pretty good track record of evaluation, and they're able to get who they want. So the fact that they went and got this player says a lot. Here you see him, nice release, nice physicality, big body guy, looks every bit of 6'4", 205. When I look at Ryan Mosley, he reminds me of another wide receiver from this area, and that would be CJ Daniels, who made his name at Liberty, transferred to LSU last year, now is at the University of Miami. Again, same area, same body type, just a long, wiry, strong receiver, great body control, as you see there, hands catcher. I think they even had the same number in high school, but just very, very similar guys to me. And CJ Daniels, someone who's going to have a chance to play NFL. Again, you see the contested catch right there. So that'd be my comp for Mosley. You look at the stats, dominant on 7-on-7 circuit, by the way. But then as a junior, 55 receptions, 848 yards, 12 touchdowns, 31 receptions, 471 yards, and 7 touchdowns as a sophomore. Texas A&M in the mix, South Carolina, Alabama. He was a silent commit for months, and now he's come out of the casket, like they used to say for vampires. He's out and about, and they know that he is officially a Georgia Bulldog. You look at some of the other receivers committed. Vance Spafford from Orange County, California. He's looking around, so you want to make sure you protect that room. Ryan Marchese, help me out with the pronunciation, but we did a video when he committed. Very good-looking player, committed to the Georgia Bulldogs. Mosley said, every time I go to Georgia, I feel like it's home. Coach Coley, Coach T-Rob is on the other side of the ball, but he likes good players, man. Coach Kirby, they just recruit me and show me love knowing that I'm the guy they want. They just communicate with us. It's a lot with Georgia. Coach Coley, Coach Smart talking to them. I can make an early impact. I'm a big body that's got real routes like a smaller guy, got great hands, separation. Again, CJ Daniels, guys, if you want to see what Mosley might turn into, go watch some CJ Daniels highlights and you'll see the similarities. Look at that nice route right there. Just a wiry, strong guy that can catch the ball with his hands. So if you're Georgia, you moved up almost 20-something spots in the rankings in this past month. You are now the number 1 class in the SEC, top 10 in the country. And I think overall you're happy, but there is some disappointment this month with Jackson Cantwell, number 1 overall player in the country, produced in Miami. Then you had Mark Bowman, tight end out of Southern California, who chose the University of Southern California. Someone who's got a lot of Brock Bowers comparisons. With Brock Bowers, you're able to go to California and get that one done. More of a North Cali player, but still California tight end. You don't get it done here with Mark Bowman, but look, you got plenty of talent at the tight end position. This recruiting class is going to completely heat up. You got Jared Curtis, number 1 quarterback in the country, depending who you ask. So I think this is a situation where Georgia is coming. They're going to make major waves. They always do. When it's all said and done, you will see them top 3 in the nation, like they always are. So if you want to keep track of all the transactions in the college football world, like and subscribe to this show. Talking portal, recruiting, coaching changes, you name it. That's what we are doing on Group Chat Sports. So check us out. Like and subscribe. Georgia Bulldogs getting better in the month of May. As we head into June, it's going to keep ramping up because that's what Georgia does.